I want to help you to understand how strumming patterns are created and what are the beats and what's involved. So, first up, I'm going to just assume that you are a beginner here. I'm going to show you how I hold the ukulele. I use a strap to keep it nice and firm on my body. I use this part of my elbow in here to hold the ukulele firm onto my body. So it feels like I'm not using any hands and it feels really strong and firm on my body. So that's the first thing to keep it, that's really important. All right. So that's the first thing. Secondly, where the hand sort of meets the ukulele there when I'm holding it like this is a good place to strum, right? So I can strum down with the pad of my thumb or the pad of my index finger. I can also use the fingernail of my thumb and the fingernail of my index finger, all right? So my right hand. So how I would do that is, let's say we'll take the pad, we can just strum it at that spot there and go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to give me a nice soft sound. If I want a louder sound, I can do my index fingernail. And if I want to come up, I can come up with the pad of my index fingernail. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 or I can also involve my thumb by coming up with the fingernail of my thumb as well. So I'm going down with the index fingernail and up with the thumb fingernail. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Just play around with what works for you. And also the most important thing is you're not doing this kind of really long, like strumming beat like that. That your strum is going to be nice and small and not overusing your arms. It's going to get really tired and it's going to take a while to get back up, right? So you want to keep it a wrist movement, not a whole arm movement. You want to play around this section here. You may find me playing down here sometimes. That's for effect, and that's fine too. But generally, you want to do that. All right. So if you're a beginner, it's probably a good place for you to start. So I'm going to start with rhythm next. And what's so important about rhythm is feeling it in your body. So you really want to establish a beat. So bars in music are usually in 4/4 time. That means 4 beats to the bar. There is other time measures, which could be 3 beats to the bar or 2 beats to the bar. Today I'm going to talk about 4 beats to the bar, which is common time. Most songs are in common time, right? So, okay, so we want to establish by maybe tapping the heel of your foot on the ground. I'm standing up. It's always you can sit down, but I'm standing up. I like to stand up when I play. And I am just feeling that rhythm by pressing my heel down on the floor. And that gives me a vibration through my body. Or 1. And then I can alternate 1, 2, 3, 4. And I want to feel that rhythm. Now, if you can't keep time like that, if that's hard for you, what you can do is you can go to Google and Google the word metronome, which is spelled METRONOME, metronome. And then you don't even have to download an app. Google what comes up straight up in Google is a metronome. It defaults to 100 beats per minute. Let's take it down to say 72, which is a slow beat. And you just use those minus signs. So you minus or plus, you hit the play button. 4 and a little bit faster than what I was doing. 4 and 1, 2. So you can go 1 foot, 1. Get used to doing that in time with the music. You've got to establish the beat before you start. That's what's really important. Feel it in your body. All right. Let's go. And we're going to go to what's called quarter beats. I'll just stop that for a minute. You just got to assume that you're using a metronome, right? I'm not going to keep that going all the way through. We're going to use what's called quarter beats. Now that means we are going to use beats 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm just going to tap them out like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. My foot is still going while I'm strumming. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Just strum down as you see fit. You can strum down with your thumb. with your index fingernail, whichever works for you. I actually kind of strumming down with all the fingernails there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Next, we're going to add the eighth beats. Now, eighth beats add an and in between the numbers. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's eighth beats. So we're going to go up on the ands, down on the numbers, and up on the ands. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Still tapping the beat with my foot, and I'm still speaking it out loud. And 3, 4, and. What the speaking out loud does is it helps with retention and accuracy. Because if you're telling your hand to go down and up, it'll probably follow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Keep a steady beat. Okay, so the eighth beats, they are really important for strumming patterns, learning that eighth beats. And then the next division, we have a 16th where it becomes quicker. Or there's more to do. There's more strumming to do. Sounds faster, but it's actually still the same beat. Okay, still the same tempo. But because we use the ones, so we're going to do the ones and the ands, but we're going to add another thing. We're going to add before the and after the and. We're going to add an E before the and an after the and. A 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a. So let's go from the quarter beats to the eighth beats to the 16th beats. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, just a bar of that, and then 1 and 2. Let's do 2 of the 16ths. 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E. 2 of those. 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 8th. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E, and I'm keeping my heels going at the same time. 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a. So they are our quarter beats, eighth beats, 16th beats, and that's what we're going to need to create strumming patterns. Okay, and it's all a matter of leaving out beats. So we're going to start by doing, let's say, we're going to go eighth beats, and we're going to leave out ands. We're going to leave out the and after the first one, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4. It'll sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You're going to come up on the end, even though we're still we're still moving our hands up and down, even though we may not strike the string. We're still moving it up and down, and that's what's really important to maintain the steady beat and keep the rhythm going. So you don't want to think about strums as like down, down, up, down, up, down, up, like that kind of thing. Just about a series of downs and ups. Because there's no relation to the beat then. You got nothing to tether to. So when you are doing a strum like that island strum, down, down, up, down, up, I've got those quarter beats that I'm tapping out with. And what that strumming pattern and how that's created is you take out the and after the first one and beat 3. This time you're taking you're taking a beat out, like a number out. Okay, so you're doing this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, right? So that is incorporating some quarter beats and some eighth beats. But let's say you wanted to incorporate some 16th beats. Let's do this thing where we do beats 1 and 2 are 2 like quarter beats. So there's just 1 like that, 1 and 2 and. And then on the 3 and the 4, we're going to do 16th beats. And so we count 16th beats out, 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. So there's the only right and wrong with doing these things is being out of time, right? So if you are struggling with this concept and it's too much, you really just got to start with those. Just build up the consistency around your quarter beats and your eighth beats. All right. So just build that up. Get yourself a metronome and practice that, feeling it in your body first and your quarter beats. Eighth. Speak it out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, like that. You gotta muck around with it, have fun, get goofy. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 6, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 8, 1, and we're adding the 16, and 4, and 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4. Okay, so I just also oops, let's get Google off there. Oh my god. There we go. So, what I did there was that I did accents, right? So I sort of accentuated beats 1, 2, 3, and 4, which is a good way to keep in time. 1E and a 2E and a 3E. So I made the numbers like the quarters 1, 2, 3, 4. I made the numbers louder than the others. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4. And you can see how little my hand is moving there. Okay. The other thing you can do to make your strumming more interesting is where you strum it. Now we're on a ukulele, there's a guitar over there. It's got 6 strings, right? So you've got a lot more to work with on a guitar, and you've got bass strings and you've got treble strings. You've got 3 bass and 3 treble pretty much. On this instrument, because this is a low G, that is a more of a bass instrument. So on this particular instrument, where I strum would probably matter. Well, it matters wherever you strum on whatever instrument you're on. But on this one, because it is a low G, it's got a bit of a bass. So I could 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and I didn't tune before I started. I've got to do a quick tune. So what I'm trying to say is that where you strum is another factor. Was the A out of tune? 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. You can see I'm kind of going around the place. And I'm kind of using my thumb. Here, if I use just the index finger, I'll try that one. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E. So I'm going 1E and as the middle, 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. So this is giving me more variation in the sound of my strum, okay? But it all starts with learning those basics and being in time. So the most important thing is to tune, like I didn't at the beginning of this. But do that, and also just to be in time. So to be in time is crucial for playing. There's no use in learning great licks and all sorts of stuff up and down your ukulele if you are not playing it in time, because people get irritated by that. When you hear someone, sometimes you don't even know what's wrong with someone's playing. It's because they're playing out of time. So start small. It's okay to just really spend time getting in time. All right. But once you're in time, you can start to do those little things like Yeah, it doesn't matter where you're playing on ukulele. If you're playing it out of time, it's not going to sound great. So, and you can play the best chords in the world. All right. So, so that is. Let's try. Excuse me. Let's try that strum where I was playing the downs, the two one beats 1 and 2. Excuse me. Beats 1 and 2 were the down beats. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and that'll probably be more effective if you were to fasten that up. That's 1 and a 2. So 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. So it wasn't wrong when I played it one way and I wasn't right when I played it the other way. It's just how I want to express myself. Okay. It's how I want to express the song. It's how I want to express that chord. It's how I want to express myself in that particular part of the song. So it also depends on where you're at in a song as to what you want to do with your strumming patterns. Start small, start slow, continue to just be creative. Like being creative is really important. Like mix and match, sort of, create your own rhythmic style for certain things. Don't just play the island strum every time. Right? Don't just play it. So just experiment. Think about quarter beats, eighth beats, 16th beats. And it doesn't really matter. The name of it doesn't matter as much as how do they sound and are they in time and what can I do? How can I mix and match? 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Yeah, there's different ways you can. So many ways. So many different ways you can do that. You could start out with a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. I don't know. You can do all kinds of things when you know what to do, when you know that you've got those options. And there's no such thing as, it's not as much about being right and wrong. It's about how do you want to sound and what rhythms you want to create in a particular song. So let me know in the comments if that helps. And if you want to follow me over on Facebook, it's Gabrielle Johnson Music. I have a subscriber group over there and we're doing a lot of fun things. We do meetups and I do in-depth tutorials there and stuff. So I hope you're having a great day. Keep up the work. All right. I'm going to say goodbye. Bye-bye.